Alright, before we start this off, I just want to say I am not trying to be disrespectful to anyone's religion or beliefs. I am not trying to convert anyone to anything. I am just simply stating what I believe and letting you guys know my thoughts and ideas on religion and my belief system. Main reason I'm making this video is because being from southeastern Kentucky, I get asked a lot, like, oh, do you believe in God? Blah, blah, blah. Because, like, almost everyone is Christian down here. And I have to explain the entire thing over and over again. So this is mainly for my convenience, just to upload this. So I'm sure there's probably going to be someone in the future that's going to ask me why I believe what I believe, and I'm just going to refer them to this video because I hate explaining it. It's so irritating. So I guess the best way to start off is to just tell y'all my beliefs, what I believe. I would consider myself agnostic. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a part of any religion. I just think that there's no way for humans to really know how we began. I mean, obviously, evolution and stuff, we can go back millions and millions of years and see how we evolved and stuff. But at the main beginning, there's no real way, you know? Like, I believe in the Big Bang Theory and things. Like, that doesn't disprove religion, you know? Because, yeah, that means that discredits a lot of stuff, like, in certain religious texts. But at the end of the day, the things that made the big expansion in the Big Bang, what made that? You know, at what point, like, what is the true creator? Was there a creator? How did the universe begin? I know a lot of people don't even believe in the Big Bang. They just think, you know, there was nothing except God, and then God created everything. But even with that ideology, what created God? You know, before God, what was there? And, you know, it's not like I'm uneducated on these subjects. Like, I know I've been down these rabbit holes. This is something I've researched and thought about for a long time. I finally just came to a standpoint. It just seems no matter what you believe, there's always going to be gaps. There's always going to be things you can't understand or explain. And to me, my beliefs are just more realistic to me, to my personal opinion. Like I said, I'm not discrediting anybody. I'm not being disrespectful. You know, like I said, I'm from Kentucky. You know, everyone is Christian down here, just like the majority of the United States, especially down in the South. And, I mean, I was raised Christian. My parents, my entire family are Christian. Not like deep Christian, but, you know, they believe in God and they go to Christian churches and stuff. My dad goes to church every Sunday. He's Christian. I am not. I'm not Christian. I'm not Buddhist. I'm not Hindu. I'm nothing. I'm not Jewish. I'm just agnostic. Having a little trouble finding my words with this subject. This is one of the first videos I've ever made a fucking note in my phone for, like, topics, because this is just a lot. Okay, yeah, next up we got how I arrived at this standpoint. So, like I said, my entire family's Christian, and I was just blindly following that faith my entire life up until about 6 months to a year ago. I don't know why, I don't know what sparked it, but I just randomly started thinking a lot about, like, you know, I started to get into religion a little bit and do my research, and I just thought, like, you know, this is not really, it's hard to believe for me personally. And, like, towards the end, one of the only reasons I was still following the Christian faith was because I was, like, scared to go to hell. And sadly, that's one thing a lot of Christians around here will use as a reason to believe in God. That's, in my opinion, and like I said, still not being disrespectful, I'm just pointing what I see. A lot, and I mean a lot, of people claim they are Christian. They only say that because they are afraid to go to hell, because it says somewhere in the Bible that if you, like, not believing is one of the biggest no-nos. So they'll say, oh, yeah, I believe in God, and then proceed to be the biggest sinner ever created. I know absolute awful human beings, horrible people that have Bible verses in their bios. It's like, what are we doing? And I'm not saying all Christians are like that. There are plenty of amazing people I have met that are Christian. Hell, Colton, he's a somewhat decent dude, and he's Jewish. Just realized this video is probably going to bring in a couple of people that don't watch this channel very often, and you don't know who Colton is, but just, if you like this video, go back to the others. They're nothing like this, but they're funny, in my opinion. You'll learn who Colton is pretty quick. Now, one of the challenges of believing what I believe down here where I live is, like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm literally, one of the main reasons I'm making this video is to refer people to whenever they ask me about my belief system. That is because, bro, this year, especially in school and stuff, just talking to people, like, I don't know why, but I've been asked a lot if I believe in God, and I just tell them, not really, no. I'm agnostic, but I lean a little bit more towards I don't think there's a God. When I tell you, that gets me some of the dirtiest looks I've ever seen, bro. Like, I'm not gonna name drop, but there was this one girl, like, 2 weeks ago, she's like, do you believe in God? I was like, no, not really, I'm agnostic. She was like, that's bad, you're gonna go to hell. Your Christian Bible tells you to not be that way towards people that don't believe. Oh, you're gonna go to hell if you don't believe. No, that's not at all what you're supposed to do in your own belief system, bro. That's why I think so many people are only Christian or whatever religion because they are scared of the consequences if they're not. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm like I said, I'm not dissing on Christians. I have, like, I don't think I have a friend that has the same belief systems as me, or anywhere near. I'm pretty sure every single friend I have is Christian, except one. I forgot about him, but he's an online friend. I just think, in my personal opinion, I think religion was created by humans as a way to keep everyone in line. Because in almost every religion, it all comes down to be a good person to get into heaven or whatever paradise is painted in your religion. Sure, there's a lot of things that differentiate every religion, but they all boil down to pretty much the same stew. A couple different flavor notes here and there, but it's the same shit. And I just think people saw how corrupt we are as human beings and was like, something needs to be done about this. We need to give people, like, a way that they should live and give them something to fear if they don't, you know? And honestly, hats off, bro, because that's a great plan. It didn't pan out as well as I'm sure they thought it would, but, I mean, it worked pretty well. Could you imagine where we would be as a society right now if we had nothing to believe in at all? We just didn't know. Like, everyone had the same belief systems as me. Oh, it'd be chaos. Absolute chaos. Shit show. Horror house. Because, like, with humans, and I've heard some people try to argue this with their religion, but at the end of the day, you can't deny morals are subjective, okay? There is no set in stone way for us to act, because if there was, we couldn't disobey that. Morals are 1000% subjective, and I think religion was created as a way to make them just a little bit more set in stone, a little bit more objective. Because, you know, at the dawn of man, when humans were still creating these unwritten rules, like, obviously, you and I know we shouldn't kill anyone. At the beginning, it was like, you know, what's stopping me? Which is, like I said, why I think it was created by humans to keep everyone in line. And it worked to a degree. And back to why I believe what I believe, or not necessarily, but just what I believe. Christians and other religions always try to use their text, their religious text, as a way of proving their religion. It's such a circular argument. It's so counterproductive. If I don't believe in the Christian God, you cannot use the Bible to try and convince me of the Christian God. That's just ass backwards. It doesn't work like that. And I said this to that same girl I was talking about earlier the other day. She lost her shit. I was like, you realize, she tried to quote something from the Bible or say something in the Bible, like, oh, in the Bible it says this. And I was like, you do realize if I don't believe in your God, I don't believe in the Bible, right? And fucking ballistic, bro. She Like I just shot her puppy, bro. It was awful. Freedom of religion, my brother. This is America. Mwah. Land of the free, home of the brave. And I saw this one guy the other day. Oh my god, this TikTok pissed me off so fucking much. It's actually one of the... I know I've said this about like 3 different things, but it inspired me. It inspired me to make this video as well. People that claim to be Christian and then act like this guy.
To all the people that don't believe in God,
what the fuck is wrong with you?
like genuinely,
What?
I don't believe in God.
That's not real.
Listen, at the end of the day, if I die right now, and God's not real, which he is, but say he's not, and I die right now, damn, I'm just dead. Guess I'll be dead. Damn, whatever.
But if you die right now,
And he is real. You're cooked.
Who in their right mind would sit there and claim to be Christian and then go, but if God is real and you die? What are we doing, bro? That alone is getting you sent straight to hell, if there is a God. Personally, what I think happens when we die is just that you're just dead. You're gone. You're just a decaying corpse in the ground, slowly being eaten by insects. I don't think there's a soul. I think we're just at the top of the food chain because of our minds, and we have evolved to be the smartest, debatable, but we've evolved to be the smartest of the animal kingdom, and we took over and made everything on Earth ours, and we're slowly killing our planet. That's all I really have written down in my notes, so I guess I'm just going to spitball for the rest of this and not really be on a specific topic, just kind of freestyle. But yeah, like I said, like, I'm not trying to convert anybody to thinking how I think. It's not good. I think about this a lot. It's like, yeah, I don't believe in God, and there's nothing that can happen to make me. But not knowing is frustrating, you know? At least if you're someone that believes in a religion, you think you have the answers. Personally, your answers aren't good enough for me. And that's not to say that I'm better than you or I'm like a deeper thinker than you. I just don't believe it, you know? Especially with how many gaps there are in religion. Like, you could ask the question, if there's a merciful God out there, why does he let so many horrible things happen in the world? And they always just say, it's all a part of God's plan. He has a plan for each and every one of us. Do you think God's plan is for little kids to die every single day and for there to be wars across the world, tragic events across history? Like, me personally, I just don't believe that. I think if there is a God, if there is a creator, all of the religions got it wrong. Not a single one is correct. I think if there is a creator, he is not at all as involved as you think he is. Or she, whatever the fuck this mystical being may be. And every time I say that I don't believe in God, people always go, oh, is it because you can't see him? Oh, you can't see the air you breathe, can you? I never said that. It's just majority of atheists, their ideology is, oh, I can't see it, I don't believe in it. That's dumb as shit. There's lots of things you can't see that you believe in. You can't see gravity. I mean, you can see it demonstrated, but you can't, like, it's not something you just see, you know? But you believe in gravity, I would hope. You can't see that the earth is round unless you go really, really high up. You believe that, don't you? You can't see the inside of your lungs turning black when you smoke a cigarette. You still believe those things are bad for you, don't you? That's one of the reasons why I don't consider myself an atheist, because, like, I don't know. There could be a God, there could not be. I just don't believe in any of these religions that majority of people are a part of. However, like I said, I do lean a little bit more towards the side of I don't think there's a God. But that doesn't mean I'm an atheist. Calm down, keyboard warrior. And every time, like, someone tries to convert me to Christianity, nobody's ever attempted to switch me to any other religion. I mean, I've educated myself a little bit on other religions, but they all seem just as, you know, unbelievable to me. But Christianity is one of the ones I'm pretty educated on, because, like I said, it's everywhere. Like, I'll have friends try their best to convince me to come to church on Wednesday nights and Sundays, and it's like, no, like, it seems like a waste of my time. Nothing that can happen there, or nothing that is said there, is gonna make me convert, and I'm not gonna go to a place of worship just to hang out with my friends. That's a little, honestly, kind of disrespectful if you ask me. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got to say. I don't really know. If you guys have any thoughts or ideas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear them. If any Christians out there want to flame me and tell me I'll be banished to hell, splash some holy water on me, go right on ahead. Once again, not being disrespectful, but that's how a lot of you freak shows are. If you believe, you believe, but you don't gotta be a dick about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, all that goofy shit, and I will see y'all in the next one. Doses.